At the 11th annual conference of the West Africa Association of Public Accounts Committees, the message was stark. West Africa is drowning in debts.
As public debt in one country can transmit to shocks in other countries due to the interconnectivity between the countries. And also there is the global uncertainties, which I mentioned earlier, the high interest rate, the global economic prospect, the commodity price shocks also affect our public debt management.
Nigeria, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and Senegal top the debtors list. But Nigeria's burden alone is staggering: 143.5 trillion naira as of December 2024. That is 68.8 trillion external and 74.6 trillion domestic.
External component of the public debt, 68.8 trillion, and domestic debt component amounted to 74.6 trillion. Then, my role as the head of the Supreme Audit Institution of Nigeria: 1, providing evidence-based reports on public debts by conducting audits that supply the Public Accounts Committee with factual and reliable data.
But critics are unconvinced. Former lawmaker Nicholas Osai says weak oversight has fueled reckless borrowing.
We're borrowing to pay recurrent expenditure. That's not supposed to be. Borrow to pay recurrent expenditure. At that time, our revenues, 98% was used in servicing debt. How much was left? Then you should borrow to pay both recurrent and capital expenditure.
And the media insists it will not keep quiet.
Information publicly accessible. Whenever we knock at your door, we want that information readily accessible, and something that we can actually get, when we knock at your door. There's need for monitoring and investigative collaboration. We all know investigative journalism is not an easy thing. There's money, funds needs to go in. So we need to also devote time and another platform where we have journalists that will be trained, when it comes to undercover journalism reporting.
Economics warn the debt addiction has long-term consequences.
Lawmakers, the ability to understand DSS, interpret debt metrics, and enforce meaningful debt ceiling is vital for promoting fiscal responsibility. And by applying these tools, legislators can ensure that public borrowing supports inclusive growth without endangering long-term stability.
The consensus: without physical discipline, economic diversification, and tighter oversight, West Africa risks sinking deeper into a crisis from which recovery may take decades. Oluwatobi Enito, reporting for TV Platinum.